hurt people, was a big sinner in my life, and grew up believing that that was the way. And then all of the things that I used to use to fill my that emptiness up stopped working, and then I didn't want to be anymore.
Yeah.
So
it goes deep. The more you use it, the more it's not gonna work, and it's gonna lead him to go even deeper into darkness.
In the States, we have something called Zoom. I don't know if you have it. And I had a producer. I had gotten arrested in Georgia for fighting with a policeman.
The producer was arrested?
No, I was arrested making a movie in Georgia for fighting with a policeman. And on that movie was a producer who was in a spiritual program that helps people who have a problem with alcohol. And he told me to go on this meeting. So I go on this meeting, and I see 50 men smiling and laughing. And that's my first sign of God, is laughter. And so I listen, because I don't have any laughter in my life. And I see they're laughing with each other, and they have friendships, and they have camaraderie, and they have this fraternity. And I feel like, ooh, this is like a family. I had been making these movies all this time to build a family, making money to get a family, but my family was disaster, and I'm seeing a family, and I had tried to do this before, but this time I had none of the tools that used to bring me joy or fill that hole up worked anymore. And one of these men in the meeting, he says, we all share, everybody shares in the meeting, and one of the men in the meeting says, you don't have everything you want, but you have everything you need right now. And he says, if you have God in your life, you're playing with loaded dice. God cheats in your favor. You don't have everything you want, but you have everything you need right now. And he says, if you have God in your life, you're playing with loaded dice. God cheats in your favor. I'm going to this meeting a couple days, and finally my spiritual guidance, my friend, my partner online, says, come meet me at the beach. And I have no God in my life, because my idea of God is just fear. And this man is talking from a fearless place, so I believe him. And he points at the ocean, at the waves, and he says, I know you don't believe in God, that's okay. So why don't you just try to stop the waves? I said, what do you think, I'm stupid? Like, okay, yeah, I know I can't stop the waves. I'm not an idiot. Okay. He says, I know. Oh, wait. He says, I know you can't, I know you don't believe in God, that's okay, but your life is terrible. Your life sucks. The way you've been leading it is a disaster. Your life is a disaster. And I know he's right. And so I'm willing, because I'm in pain. And I say, stop waves, and the waves don't stop.
You know the funniest thing? It's only when you reach a critical point in your life, when you're fed up with the pain, the frustration, the anger, and everything. When you're fed up with it, when you try almost everything and it doesn't work, then you're going to go to God. Because those are all your weakness. They're all your weakness, but you think they are your strength. It's just evil spirits that you have identified for so long. And when everything has failed, the only way left to go is to God. Interesting.
And he says, no, put your back into it. Really try. And I say, stop waves. And they don't stop.
You can't do it on yourself.
He says, I just want you to pray to the waves until God shows up. And so I do. And then a month later, maybe a little bit longer than that, maybe a month and a half later, I'm on my meeting, and Abel Ferreira asks me if I know about Padre Pio.
So from that moment, there was a new research of God?
No.
Faith thought?
No, because I'm still a narcissist. Just looking at Padre Pio like, oh, this is another opportunity to make a movie.
Who is Jesus Christ for you?
Lord, the Redeemer, Savior, like a best friend.